Today's modern supply chains are extremely complex. From the moment something is produced to when it's distributed to the other side of the planet, there's so many steps that have to be very well coordinated. People usually know what goes in and what goes out of a warehouse, but when things are inside the warehouse, it's a black hole. There's very little visibility of exactly what stock is where and how and in which quantities. The whole system is quite inefficient, relying on pretty antiquated processes and systems. Dexory is revolutionizing the world of warehousing with robotics and AI, allowing our customers to make real-time decisions based on the exact data of what they have in every single space. I'm Oana Jinga, and I'm Chief Commercial and Product Officer, as well as co-founder at Dexory. Logistics is what makes the whole world move. It's actually one of the oldest industries in this world. Farmers used to make stuff on their fields and go to the next town and sell them in the market. And then obviously those products were being turned into, let's say, pies, and then the bakers would take them again and kind of sell them. So all that kind of supply chain motion is something that we've all kind of lived with for many years. Wallingford used to be a very famous market town back in the day. Being on the River Thames allowed it to be very well connected to massive parts of the UK, from London and into France and so on. There's a lot of understanding of the movement of goods, the connection of goods, being a logistics town many years ago. Come on, guys. Come on, Jervis. Maverick. Jervis, good boy. I'm originally from Romania. I was born in Bucharest, where I grew up and went to school and did some of my first years of university. Growing up, I always kind of had this idea that one day I'm going to have my own company. Living in a post-communist country, there was always kind of this idea of trying to innovate and do things differently than the rest. I've known my co-founders for over 20 years, actually. We're all from Romania. We had a big house share for quite a few years, and that's where the initial ideas behind Dexory started. With the pandemic, everyone moved to ordering online. This led to a massive reshift of the sector and focusing on that idea of having data and information at their fingertips. And within probably about 8 months, Dexory built the world's tallest autonomous robot. The key things that we factored into the design is, first of all, they had to go really high, so over 15 meters to be able to scan top to bottom. They had to be really robust and rugged to be able to operate in such big spaces with machinery and racks and metal. And lastly, they had to be able to work around people so that there was no disruption to the operation at all.
We're in Unit 4, one of our units in the central headquarters. So what we have in this unit is our electronics shop with all the wiring and all the connectors and the wiring looms for the robot. Also here, we have our CNC shop, and this is where we make a lot of our metal parts, it's where we prototype a lot. So everything you see in this machine shop is prepared for automation. It's quite poetic when you look at it. We have literally robots building robots.
So this is our demo and testing warehouse, where we have a lot of variety of storage items, picking locations or full pallets, boxes, sandbags, a variety of different items to replicate as much as possible what customers would normally have in a real site. As the robot is scanning, it's collecting a lot of information from inside the rack. So it's looking for QR codes, barcodes, shapes and sizes of objects, and taking pictures in every single location, as well as using the LiDAR sensors to get the 3D analysis of what's on the racking. So all of that gets directly into their backend system, and then from here into our digital twin platform for our customers to use the information collected. So for instance, what we have over here is an example of a warehouse that we scan. It's a kind of large one, just over 60 aisles. And what they can do very easily is actually go aisle by aisle in 3D to see the exact pallet that they have over there, and then go through every single warning or error that they have in the warehouse very easily from the screen without having to walk to the aisles to investigate further. One of our customers is Google. we're working on the warehouses that support their data centers in Europe. So ensuring that the data centers are running smoothly means that all the different parts and pieces that might be needed are as close as possible and in the right quantities to eliminate any kind of risk to having to kind of power anything down within the data center. As any autonomous technology, you have to be able to run 24/7, 365 days a year. We scan at about 0.5 meters a second. It's over 10,000 pallets an hour. We're pretty much sitting on one of the largest databases of warehouse information and data in the world. Every single day, we add about 2-3 million extra data points to our database. So a lot of kind of processing power needed for that. We've been working with Google Cloud for a while now. Cloud computing and obviously the possibility to access data centers from around the world so you can properly store all that information has become very important. The fact that Google is opening a new data center here in the UK obviously helps us a lot because, again, it just increases our power to be able to store that data locally, reducing latency and being able to do that at an accessible rate for a startup and a scale-up, again, is key. Having that flexibility with Google was just a fantastic asset to just have at our disposal. Real-time data makes supply chains a lot more resilient because decision makers can just act immediately. We are empowering the people working in a warehouse to make better decisions much quicker and be a lot more confident in those decisions as well.
My name is Damien Haskins. I'm the build team lead for Dexory. 12 years ago, I joined the military and I ended up in Wallingford. The town has changed a little bit, I would say. Definitely a lot more business and a lot more industry. Dexory being one of those companies that's brought a lot more jobs to the town. About 150, 160 jobs in the local area, which is really good. I think a lot of people are sort of worried about robots and AI taking over jobs, but I don't really think that's the case. I think robots make jobs a lot easier and they help to create jobs as well. And what they actually do is free up your capacity to do other things. Just the idea of just someone building robots in a little historic town was really interesting to me, and it was just a really good opportunity for me to take the skills that I had already learned and apply them in a new technology.
I've always been a great tech optimist, so I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Dexory, but also for the wider industry. 24 months ago, Dexory barely existed and we didn't even have a product at the time, not to mention the team that we are now with customers all over the world and growing really, really fast. So within the next 5 to 10 years, I mean, we have some pretty big ambitions on what we want to build and we're barely scratching the surface on it.